All right, so hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining us again in this episode of the Expert Spotlight. So today we have a very special guest. He's a friend of mine, and I've invited him to share with us some important lessons. I'm sure that you'll be learning from him, and we're very fortunate to have a few moments of his time. I know he's very busy, but he said yes to this interview, and I can't wait to start. So let me just introduce him. He's 7 years already in the labor law and corporate law practitioner and HR practitioner. He's a family man, father of three, and he's also a data privacy consultant. He's my very special friend, Attorney Marvyn Gaerlan. Hello, Attorney.
Alright. Good
Hello, yes.
afternoon. Good afternoon,
Yes.
boss. Good afternoon,
Hi.
sirs. Good afternoon to your audience. So I'm very glad to be part of your group of your program. So I'm privileged to be invited. So I hope you'll be able to get something from me, basic snippets of knowledge that you'll be able to apply to your entrepreneurship life, your life of being an employer, and also an HR practitioner. So because our best resource is human resource. So in every business, we need people to run our business. So you'll get
Nice.
something from me, from your questions, of course.
Correct.
Right.
Wow. Perfect. Perfect. Yes, I definitely agree, no, that people are the number one resource that we have to take care of. So, guys, the question for today is I'll be asking Attorney Marvyn about us entrepreneurs. How do we take care of our employees? How do we create relationships, of course, great good relationships with our employees? And what's your number one advice, Attorney, to us entrepreneurs and business owners regarding this topic, regarding employees, maybe hiring, terminating, whatever? It's your forte, it's your specialty. So you have the mic. Share with us your very special advice for entrepreneurs how to take care of employees.
So I just like to give a background on my perspective, how I'd like to give my inputs on my legal perspective. No? So I've always seen that as a business owner, like me, I have a law firm. So you have to see your position as a position of leadership. So when you're in a position of leadership, you'll have to be able to lead yourself first. So, and with that in mind, you have to see that your position is a position of service. It's a position of service. So you're there for your employees. Of course, you want to earn some, but you also have to keep in mind your purpose of doing things. Why are you earning? Why you want to earn? Why you want to do your work or your business? So good thing for that is to keep in mind that you're also doing it for your employees, no? Not just for you as an individual. So your leadership position as a business owner or entrepreneur is a position of leadership. So how do we lead ourselves? First, we have to lead ourselves. No? Sabi, know thyself. We have to know thyself. Because sabi ni Sun Tzu, no, knowing your enemy, you win 1,000 battles, you lose 1,000 battles. No? You win some, you lose some. If you do not know yourself, if you cannot lead yourself, you lose everything. You lose every battle. No? So, and so having that in mind, when you apply labor law or corporate law or any knowledge that you have in business, you have to be able to lead yourself, walk your talk, no, apply it, because later on, when you're just doing lip service on the things that you know or the things that you picked up from a webinar like this, it will certainly become apparent to your employees or the people you're leading. So sa akin, on the legal perspective, sabi ko lagi, it's better safe than sorry. So how do you become safe in doing your business, in conducting your business? So my just a sound bite, sabi ko, be abreast to be the best. Be abreast to be abreast, to be the best. No? Parang sa'yo, you want to be the best person that you want. You want to inspire people to be the best person. Tayo rin, as entrepreneurs, we want to be the best employer. To be the best employers, to keep our best employees. So challenge yun, no? Kasi eventually, if no matter how much you spend on employees, giving them benefits, if you do not know how to treat them well, if you do not know how to manage them well, their expectations, you lose the good employees, and you've already, that's capital lost, capital lost because of the training, the relationships that you've already made with that person or the employee. So kaya for our firm, it's part of our advocacy also with our clients to share our knowledge with them. We share our knowledge with them, no? Because it's hard to manage expectations of a client or an employee if you are not on the same page. If you do not understand each other well, no? Our perception of good faith or how things are actually done or applied in work or in the workplace or with your employees does not necessarily it's not necessarily the same as the perspective of our clients, no? So we have to educate them. How do you educate them? You put everything in writing. You document everything. So just like in their policies, no? What we teach in our seminars, the substantive due process, for example, in terminating employees, and the procedural due process of how you actually apply those substantive law or your knowledge in treating your employees should be documented. It always have it documented or put in writing, because that will be later on, that will be your defense, just in case a case is filed against you as an employer or your company if you're an HR practitioner. And you do not want that, because that will entail a lot of legal cost, legal productivity, and lost resources, burned relationships, no? So as much as possible, we put our clients, we put our employees on the same page as how we view things, no? Legally. So we capitalize on our legal knowledge to share it to our clients, to employees, so that when we explain things, when we actually apply what we know, we're on the same page. Kasi we have this, our motto is win with integrity, no? So isa dun sa mga early years ko pa in the practice, no, in the litigation practice, I've heard a friend of mine who is a public attorney's office, who works with a public attorney's office, but he said to me, he mentioned that alam mo bro, tayong mga abogado, masama man pakinggan, paminsan para tayong prostitute. We do things that our clients want us to do, no? So it's a sad fact for some lawyers, but for our firm, we do not want to do that, no? We stand our ground. We are faithful to our integrity clause in our retainership agreement or service agreement, that in case that a moral issue or something that we do not want to do surfaces along the way that we're rendering services for our clients, we have to stand our ground. So we have to keep our integrity. It's hard to sleep without that thing.
Correct.
So ayun. So going back, sabi ko, be abreast to be the best.
Correct.
So ang pinagugutan ko storya dyan, no, parang yung story ng centurion, Roman centurion. A Roman centurion is someone from the Roman military who handles at least 100 Roman army or military men, no? So nung siya ay he had a daughter who was sick. And when Jesus Christ was already on his way to heal the daughter, no, some of the men of the centurion approached Jesus before Jesus Christ arrived at the place of the daughter to be healed, no. So on the HR side, I would always say and view that the HR practitioners are these men sent to meet Jesus halfway. So we are the in-between. No? We are in the in-between. So for example, me as a lawyer, as an HR practitioner, I have to make the expectations of the HR, the employees, and the employer some way. No? So parang we do not want any squabble. We do not want any problems along the way. No? But of course, conflicts makes our organizations grow. No? So okay naman yun. We do not want to avoid conflicts, but we want to minimize conflicts. No? So why do you have to be updated? Why do you have to keep yourself abreast or updated with what you know regarding the laws or the regulations or what you will apply sa business mo? Why do you have to be knowledgeable? Because you don't want to have problems like this, no?
Correct.
So you have to be, so you can go in between. You can be that HR practitioner that you can explain to your employee, this is how things should be done. And our employer, our company wants you to deliver it this way. So if there are also company owners or those who are in the management who do not understand clearly how laws are being applied, no?
Correct.
So sometimes we have clients that just wants their employees be terminated right away, but that's not how things are done. And there are also, it's just like a checklist, no? When you apply those things, it's just like a checklist. If this employee has really done some violation that can be terminable or a ground for termination of his or her employment. So if you're the HR practitioner and you're abreast and updated with the laws and you know how to apply it, you can you can be the reliable in-between person. So, sasalagin mo yung employee, kung mali talaga siya, kaya mo ring salagin or i-explain to your employer or to your manager that this is how things should be done the right way, no, on the HR side, because we want to keep our good employees. We do not want to be misunderstood on how we do things. So our organization has always believed on the progressive means of disciplining our employees. No, we do not terminate right away. No, you do coaching, you do mentoring, you encourage people to have their own personal improvement plans. You check on them, evaluate them as much as possible, as regularly as possible, and you give them coaching tips.
Correct.
You do not resort right away to termination or giving reprimands that will make your employees bitter or feel bad about themselves just because of a mistake. It might just have been a mistake or a misunderstanding of an existing policy. So on the legal aspect or legal perspective, you have to be aware and abreast of the substantive due process, substantive law that has to be applied on your specific case, employee, or conflict with your employee or business. No, you also have to be abreast and updated regarding the procedural law, no? Procedural due process on how you apply this. How do you apply this step by step? So for HR practitioners, it's common for them to hear the 2-notice rule. No, so you first send the notice to explain.
Oh, yes.
You already have templates available. No? Then you try to have a conference or hearing, clarificatory conference for the employee to have an opportunity to actually explain and verbalize his or her position, why he did the alleged violation. So third thing, of course, you have to practice good faith. You do not want your employees to have a perspective or a view or misconception that you are singling them out.
Correct.
You're singling them. You do not. Any person wouldn't want to feel that way. That you're just trying to look for a loophole for them to be kicked out. No. And all these things on the substantive, on the procedural aspect, and the good faith, it has to be documented. It has to be put into writing in your policies, in how you address your employees, how you issue your memos, how you ask them to make their explanations. So on the legal aspect, those are my inputs. No?
Correct.
So again, you can do this. You can just put this into writing, make a checklist, so that when comes implementation, problem already arises and there's already a problem or difficult employee to handle, there's no room for too much discretion on any person.
Okay.
No matter who is the handler, no matter who is the supervisor, no matter who is the manager, it will just be a checklist. It will just be a step-by-step process that will have to be applied on the specific person or employee problem. No? So that's it.
So
it's just so what will just depend on the person, the manager or the employer or the business owner is the people skills. How do you actually relate to your employee? So my perspective on the leadership side will come in.
Correct.
So how are you as a leader of your organization? How are you as a leader of your business? How would you want to be remembered?
Yeah.
No? When an employee is already going, and in HR practice or in management, we always hear that employees usually do not leave the business or the company because of they're bored or because they are not well compensated, but because they are mismanaged on the people management side. So their expectations are not met well by their handler or their HR manager. So of course, with the purpose, with the in mind that we want to keep our best employees because they're our best resources.
Yes. Yeah, siguro. Wow. Thank you. No. I was just thinking about siguro when do you have to prepare, or when is the best time to have that yung policies and the documents, the documentation in place, so that so that when problem arise, you'll be protected. You'll have that proper procedure. And well, kasi ako, I'm also a business owner right now, but honestly, we're a startup company. We don't have these processes yet in place. We're a group of 7 employees, coming from a closed circle of friends. So parang in a way, we are, agreeing with each other. We are disagreeing, but on a friendly manner, na para bang there's no conflicts yet, pero yes, sometimes there are disagreements, pero since we have this relationship, we're banking on this relationship, personal relationships with each other. So parang right now, every conflict can be addressed by discussions, closed door meetings, parang ganon. So parang ako ngayon, I'm thinking for other small entrepreneurs like me also, startup companies, do we have to really put this as an urgent matter, or parang until when can we delay, or parang ganon yung iniisip ko kanina, kasi it's really a very serious thing. Kasi sabi mo nga, kapag may problema na, dumadali na yung process kapag meron kang in place na policies or documents like this. Pero how about us na, we're just a small startup company, but we have employees also. So, yun siguro yung question ko na I'm thinking about right now.
So, we also started small, no? As a law firm, we started as a 3-lawyer firm. So, it's just like a family, how you treat family. But you have to decide when to professionalize everything. So, that's when these policies, documents come into place. And as soon as you can start on them, it's always best practice that you have these documents in place. Because you do not know when you'll go big. You do not know when you'll go big. When your organization gets big because you want to, your clients are already coming in and you need more people. That's when the time that you'll encounter these problems. And you need to hire people and you're not yet ready for the system in place. So you build on what you have right now. you can start with downloading. There are already a lot of HR forms, HR books readily available in which you can start having your policies built on your forms.
Correct.
So meron na yan, no? There are a lot of firms like us which provides for turnkey business. So parang ano ka na lang, no? From the start of the business, from the organization, from SEC, BIR, SSS period, pag-ibig, data privacy, privacy notice, DTI, trademark registration, then basic employment contracts and company policy. You just operate your business. So for entrepreneurs kasi from my perspective, they are they have this drive to start right away, no? So bang bang bang, no? So ready, aim, fire, no? Fire as much as you can, no? So that's why some entrepreneurs enter into business or implement their business concept without having. We understand that most of the entrepreneurs start their business right away without this in place, the policies and so yun nga, if you'll go big and you'll soon be hiring a lot of employees or some employees later on because you want to cater to more clients. It's good practice to have these policies in place right away, no? If you are engaging an employee, you have there's this called a fourfold test, no? So the power of dismissal, power of an indication is also the payment of salaries, the power to discipline the employee, or the most important thing is the power of control. Who controls the means, manner, and method of how a person is actually doing his work. So with the control test, under the law, our labor code, if there is any question as to the existence of employer-employee relationship, the labor tribunals like the labor arbiter or the National Labor Relations Commission or NLRC or the DOL would always take the side, no? If there is a ambiguity or there is confusion or vagueness in the interpretation of an existing relationship between a person and the person, employer or business owner, and the person being hired to deliver a service, the presumption of the law is there is employer-employee relationship. So if there is no written contract, no employment contract, the presumption of the law, if you are having this fourfold test, seen any of these things, this fourfold test present in your relationship with the person hired or the person providing service to you, most probably when this person complains before the labor tribunal like the DOLE or the labor arbiter or NLRC, the presumption of the law is that there is employer-employee relationship, and you'll be held accountable for the complaints. No, it's
Correct.
either illegal dismissal or money claims for underpayment of wages or overtime pay or night shift differential. No, so there are already existing emergencies in our law and the regulations which allow online work, no?
Oh yeah.
Work away from home. So ayun, we do not know later on how this will turn up, if there will be a landmark case regarding online employer-employee relationship, no? So far so good. No actual cases like this has been elevated to the Supreme Court. So, but again, it's better safe than sorry. We have to be clear if the person we're dealing with is just a partner, is just an independent contractor, or is an employee actually. So
actually good.
There was this case that decided by the Supreme Court that even just payment of SSS benefits for a person can be interpreted as an establishing an employer-employee relationship between two persons. So, and for those who are not remitting SSS contributions for their employees, the problem is there is a criminal aspect to this scenario. No, there's a criminal aspect. Non-remittance of SSS contributions from the employer side and the employee side is a criminal offense that prescribes or from the time of discovery. It means when SSS later on determines that you're not remitting employer contributions for your employee, no, even if it's already 20 years ago, no, even if it's already 20 years ago from the date of the time that you terminated, or the employment of that employee has already been terminated or severed already with you. Discovery, no, the time of discovery is the reckoning period, no. So 20 years from the time of discovery of SSS that no remittance was made, and it's punishable by imprisonment and fines, no. So we do not want those things to happen, no. So if you're already an business owner in your organization and you're hiring people to do work for you without proper documentation, we have to be, careful, cautious, and clear of our arrangements, no, our working arrangements with the people that we deal with.
Correct. So you mentioned kasi about the online employees, or online setup, home-based, ganyan. So ibig sabihin, even if the employee is home-based or online or part-time, I don't know if it's also important to mention part-time, if it passes, if the relationship passes that four-fold test, tama ba?
Yes.
Already considered as an employee-employer relationship. And
there could be, no? There can be an employer-employee relationship, no? At least from that perspective. That's the existing, but we do not know how Dole will implement regulations regarding this, because the way I see it, just like in BIR for online sellers, how do you actually monitor compliance with the requirements? So for example, we do not know actually, we do not have any clear statistical data of how much taxes are being paid by online sellers. In the same way that Dole does not have yet an official or statistical data regarding how employer-employee relationship is being determined through online engagements, online engagements, because we know that there are already a lot of virtual assistants, no? So for now, our concept is this only covered by an independent contractor agreement, no, or service agreement.
Contractor, okay.
So it has to be clear, no? It has to be clear, because the person rendering service for you might be already considering you as his or her employee. And the problem here in our country, in the Philippines, is anyone has a right to complain. Everyone has a right to complain. So if it's not clear between the persons being engaged, or the business owner and the service provider, what the relationship between them is, it's easy for the other person rendering service to complain and to assert his or her right, no? So there, doon napapasok yung documentation. How do you protect yourself when those circumstances come in your doors in your business? So far, wala pa, no? But yun na nga, ano na sila the Dole has already issued a regulation regarding work from home. So how do you actually engage those employees who would prefer work from home arrangements? Ayun. Definitely for BPOs, you cannot say that it's just an independent contractor relationship. They're employees, no? Usually the multinationals engage their employees as their engaged services of persons through an employment agreement or employment contract. So yun pa rin yun. Of course, that's best practice because they want to protect themselves. Because they want to protect their brand, and also you cannot stop people from complaining before the labor tribunals. Those are the things that you want to protect yourself with. You want to be prepared for just in case. Just in case.
Nice. All right. I think yun pinaka for us entrepreneurs and for us the members of this community, no. I think that's one of the things that we really have to prepare ourselves with, especially where we're having that set up with online employees or online virtual assistants, either part-time or full-time. I think yun yung isa sa ako biggest takeaway ko actually with from this interview is that concept about employer and employee relationship, talking about the fourfold test, online, both online or offline maybe, or live, and then full-time and part-time. So yun, protecting ourselves as entrepreneurs, no, versus the syempre complaints of our employees, no. So yun, so wow, grabe, yeah, free consultation to, guys.
Yung usual na questions, especially the BPOs. There are only, generally speaking, there are only two types of employees under the labor law. The regular employees and the casual employees. Casual employees, para ikahon natin, just to make an easy concept of it, those are those engaged for activities or functions that are not necessary or desirable to the business of the employer or the company, no? So ito yung mga messenger, kung hindi ka naman talaga messenger business, no? Kung hindi ka naman talaga cleaning or janitorial services business. So these are the type of employees that you can hire through casual employment, no? So casual employee, no? Casual employee. So under the law, all other employees engaged, no? Kahit wala pa yung employment contract, the presumption is that they're regular. So what are those who are those were categorized as part of these regular employees? So syempre yung regular whole year round nandyan sa'yo. Meron ding regular project employees.
Okay.
So they're just being hired for a specific project, for a specific undertaking, for a specific period of time. So yun yung usual, yung mga BPO, no? Based on assigned on a specific project with a client, no? So there are repertorial requirements, the downloadable form in which you can engage from downloadable forms of the DOLE website to properly document your project employees, no? So you have to declare them from engagement until kapag mag-end na yung specific project or a specific phase of the project, no? So technically speaking, even if you term them, the employment contract states that they are a project employee, if you do not do that repertorial requirement under the eyes of the law or DOLE, he or she is not a project employee, no?
Regular.
That's yes, no? Regular siya. Regular as in to the full sense of regular employee, no? Of being a regular employee, no? So again, project employee siya because for every project that you have on a specific or specific phase of a project, you hire that person regularly, no? So for example, 3 months muna yung project mo. So you hire that, then another project, you hire it for another 3 months. So you maintain, as long as he has already attained the regularization requirements of your company, he or she is already a regular after the probationary period of 180 days. No? So again, from hiring, you can consider an employee probationary for the first 6 months, maximum of 180 days. No? So pag nalagpasan na and na-meet na yung criteria for regularization, so regular employee na siya. No? Na pwede ring regular project employee. Okay. Pwede rin siyang regular seasonal employee, no? For a specific season. Diba? Every Christmas season siya.
Pero regular pa rin.
Season, regular pa rin, no? So for every specific, no? Because an accumulated period of 180 days, diba? 180 days of an employee being engaged. So dahil you always hire or rehire or engage that person for your business, which is necessary and desirable for your business, because of that rehiring fact, no, it makes that the function of that person already necessary and desirable for your business. So under the law, he or she should already be considered as a regular employee. But again, pwedeng regular na project employee or regular na seasonal. No? Separate from the distinction of being a regular whole year round.
Okay. So anong effect nun? If ever man, regular special employee, regular seasonal employee versus the regular full-time whole year round employee.
So you may have written policies regarding the benefit. But insofar as the law is concerned, no, regular employees have the same benefits. Equal treatment under the eyes of the law. Iba yung benefits, no? Iba yung benefits. Rights. We're talking about the rights, no? The labor law only provides labor standards. Ibig sabihin, you cannot go below that. You can go beyond that as an employer. You can provide better benefits, but you cannot go below the labor standards. No? So, you have the same rights as regulars, no? So, under the law, you can only be terminated for just or authorized causes. Pare-parehas yun. Basta regular ka, kay project ka, kay seasonal ka, kay fixed term ka, no? You can only be terminated, or your employment can only be severed through just or authorized causes. Yung just causes, yun yung usually at the fault of the employee. At the fault of the employee, yan yung serious misconduct, disobedience, insubordination, habitual neglect of duties. So yun, no? But yung authorized causes, yun yung closure of business, serious business causes, redundancy, yan yun, no? So
wala dyan yung end of contract.
Yun, no? Yan yung that was the main business of our firm for the past 2 years because of the drive of the government against contractualization, or endo nga, no? Yung tinatawag, no? So before, yung sinasabi na coterminous employment agreement. So halimbawa, ikaw ay service provider or agency ka, or yun, technically yun, no, tawag sa kanila service providers or independent contractors. Nag-hire ka ng tao, you assign them to a specific business, no? So in between ka, no, you look for you take care of the HR side, hiring, payroll, no, tapos disciplining of the employees, no. But the production side, it's for your principal or your client, no. So because yung height of the drive of the government against contractualization, naputol na yun, no? Kasi before, pag na-end na yung engagement ng agency or the service provider with the client, allowed yung coterminous arrangement. Ibig sabihin, pag na-end na yung service agreement between the client, principal, or and the service provider, the employment of the employees assigned or deployed to that client or principal also is severed, no? So parang nagdagdag before yung Dole Department Order 18-8, it added additional grounds for termination of employment.
Correct.
So, ayun, na-correct yun nung DO 174, the Department Order number 174. So, kinorrect yun, no? Because of nagkaroon ng prohibited practices. Yun nga, yung 555, it's just like a circumvention of what is being addressed by the DOL or the DO or the Department Order, no? So, yung ginagawang 555 or, ayun, endo ka muna after 6 months. Yun yun. Kaya na-term siya na as endo, no? So ngayon, it's considered as a prohibited practice, yung 555 or endo, no? So again, if you're a regular employee, you are for those service providers, you're a regular employee of the independent contractor or service provider. Yung mga manpower agencies. You are not the employee of the principal or the in which you were deployed or assigned.
Correct.
Although there are specific work arrangements na pwede yun, no? Katulad nung bago ngayon na ginagamit sa Western countries, yung co-employment. You are an employee of both companies. So sa mga conglomerates or sa mga sister companies, nangyayari yun, no? So sa operations, dalawang ginagawa mo for 2 companies, but for the HR side, isa lang yung nagmamanage sa kanila, no? So co-employee, co-worker ka for meron kang co-employment arrangement dun sa dalawang company, no? So co-employer mo sila. Meron na mga ganun, no? So ano yan, these work arrangements are emerging because of the HR practices, no? HR needs. mahirap nang humanap ng talent ngayon, no?
Oo.
So, but still uh, the HR field is still blossoming, still
Correct.
expanding, no? A lot of things are happening right now, especially dun sa ASEAN magiging na tayo, part na tayong ASEAN country, no? You can be hired by any of the ASEAN countries in 2020 to 2022, no? Magsa-start na yung partnership between the ASEAN nation.
Mm-hmm.
So kahit na halimbawa taga Davao ka, you can be hired in Bangladesh, Laos, or any ASEAN member country, no. So ayun, a lot of work arrangements are being tried. So meron din yung secondment, no. For example, there will be an agency hiring you as a specialist on a specific field, no.
Mm-hmm.
Then you will be and assigned to a specific client, no? But you remain an employee of that agency or independent contractor or service provider, no? So they're like a headhunter for their client, no? But you remain their employee, no? You'll just be sent to different clients because of your specialization, no? So meron din ganun, no? Kasi before nung mga endo pa, before 2016, 2017, yun nga, no, agencies are the ones hiring and do the payroll and the disciplinary actions with the people they deploy or assign to their clients, no? So yun lang yung alam na that was the most common work arrangement in the HR solution, no? So ngayon meron ng mga bagong
setups.
Nice. Try, no? Depende. Depends on the needs. But of course, for the manufacturing and dun sa mga engaged businesses who are majority of their operations are production of a specific product, diba? Syempre, dun pa rin maramihan yung manpower agencies pa rin. That's their go-to or HR solution right now, no? Because they do not want to manage these thousands of employees. They don't want to manage a lot of labor complaints. They do not want to send a lot of notice to explains or notice of terminations to their problem employees. So with that HR solution, just engaging a service provider for their manpower needs on a specific service that the service provider provides, no, they can do away with the HR side of their business, no. They focus on the production.
Correct.
And the processes. So yun.
Nice.
Madami aspeto
Yeah.
ng
Dami. Grabe ah. Oh, grabe. Wow, we're learning. Oh, sobra ah. Actually, I know marami ka pang gustong i-share, no, pero attorney, talagang this one is jam-packed, no? So I think doon sa mga manunood ng ating episode for today, they have already parang discovered, no? They have already found out this important lesson in employer-employee relationship and being an entrepreneur, being a responsible business owner and entrepreneur. I think yun yung isa sa nakikita kong biggest lesson, no, that we can get from this episode, no. And siguro to close this interview, attorney, can you give us siguro final 3 lessons or summary of your sharing siguro from the whole interview?
Siguro again on the legal aspect, no, do due diligence, no? List the things that you have to do for your business, especially on the legal side, because you want to protect yourself, no? Tapos best practice, engage your employees actively, hear them out, no, as much as possible before implementation of any policy, before rolling out any guidelines. Try to solicit their comments. Try to solicit, expect the unexpected from your employees, no? So, make meeting nyo muna informally, no? Tapos put it into writing, magkaroon kayo ng dry run of the policy before making it finally effective, no? So yung last, be the best employer because it's challenging, no? It's challenging. Put yourself into the shoes of your employees always. Lagi ko sinasabi, if people are not performing or underperforming, look at the backside of it. What's the backstory? So, sabi ko, sabi ko, tayong mga tao, we are multiple personalities. Kumbaga, meron akong concept yung multiple you. There are 7 aspects of our lives: spiritual, health, finances, material needs, tapos family, personal, and social. So before disciplining your employees, before terminating them, you hear them out. You look out on these 7 aspects of their lives. No, believe in your people. Believe on your people. Pag may pinagdadaanan yan, syempre affected lahat. No, baka ang bad side nun, baka ang pinagdadaanan natin nila dahil sa ating mga managers or dahil sa ating mga business owners, no? Baka tayo yung rason bakit sila may pinagdadaanan. And again, we want to keep our best employees as much as possible. And it's also a good story to turn or flip your problem employees or difficult employees. Good story yun, no? Na kaya niya pala eh. You just have to believe in the person. So parang sabi ko, parang anak mo yan. Parang anak mo yan. Pag meron kang anak, may problema, nagwawala, nag-iingay, hindi mo yan binibitawan. Hindi mo sinasabing hindi na kita anak, no? So last, no, yung meron yung may kwento ng 7 rings of marriage. I don't know if you already heard that. 7 rings of marriage.
Not yet.
So una, syempre, engagement ring. Engagement ring, di ba? That's our common notion, the rings of marriage. So, meron kang engagement ring. So, sa HR practice, it's the hiring. Hiring. Hiring, you engage, no? Hiring. So, ring, no? Hiring pa rin. So, pangalawa, yun na, yung wedding ring na. So, ito na, no? Your head over heels, tawag dito, ang dami palang benefits dito sa company ko, ang saya pala, no? Saya pala. So, yun? Honeymoon stage, no? Waiting ring. Nag-propose pa na, handa na ako. So, sabi mo nung engagement, sabi mo, I'm ready, willing, and available, no? Tapos sa wedding ring, tinali mo na. Ang susunod dun sa wedding ring, ang susunod sa wedding, ito na, discovering. Discovering. Di ba? You discover the bad side of your co-employees and your employers. No? Meron palang dito, may backbiting pala, may backstabbing pala. Yung employer ko hindi pala not faithful to the benefits promised to us in accordance with our employment contract. Hindi pala binibigay on time yung salaries namin, benefits namin, 13th month pay namin, di ba? So you discover the bad side, you become part of the kitchen and you see all the dirty stuff there, no? So pangapat, ito na. You suffering. So bakit usually nagsasuffer? Why do we encounter a lot of difficulties? Because in the HR practice, we usually assume our position, we assume our job with the people already in place. Wala pa tayo doon. We were not the ones who hired them, no? So kung big organization na yan, pag join mo, yung mga tao nandiyan na. So you not know where they're coming from. So you suffer a lot. You have a lot of conflicts, no? So iyak ka ngayon, no? Ang daming problema dito kung ikaw si HR, ang dami kong kailangan i-manage, ang dami palang labor cases, no? Si employee, ganun din, no? Dami niya rin pinoproblema sa'yo because sabi ko nga, it's always a problem. It's always difficult to be the in-between guy, no? A lot rests on our shoulders. You have to request for budget for the benefits of your employees sa manager mo or sa management, no? Tapos, yung mga reklamo naman sa baba na hindi na ibibigay, kailangan mo rin salagin yun. Of course, you understand why these people or the employees or the rank and file are asking for these benefits. You know their need because you're the HR, you're the in-between person. No? So, do you stop sa suffering with those conflicts? Do you just let go of everything? Siyempre, you do not want to. No? So, you go to the enduring. You endure those stuff. You learn through those conflicts. That's why you start with your policies. You put everything into writing, di ba? You manage expectations, di ba? You go to mentoring, you go to coaching, you hear out, you plan out the personal improvement plans of your employees. You motivate them. You inspire them. You have to inspire them. You have to be inspiring. And being inspiring is perspiring, no? Pagpapaguran mo talaga yon, dugot pawis, no? Yung in HR work, talagang hindi naman lahat ng HR practitioners ay well paid ng mataas, no? Parang sabi ko, ang perspective ko yan, they're like teachers who are bound to their work na nakakalimutan na yung sarili hanggat na maging single na at an advanced age, no? May mga HR practitioners na ganun no? Napapabayaan yung sarili because ang dami mo, minamanage mo yung management, minamanage mo pa yung rank and file on the other side. So you have to endure that, no? You have to endure that. You have to grow into, you have to grow in the business. You have to grow in your company, no? Because you believe, of course, when you enter an organization, you believe in that organization. No? You want to grow with that organization. You want to contribute in that organization. No? So when you enduring stage, no? Pag na-surpass mo na yon, prospering. You go to prosper. You start to prosper, no? You've learned from your mistakes. You've already patched up. You've already provided remedies, no? For dun sa mga naging problema, no? Tapos, di ba? You become offering. You become an offering. You offer your story to the whole world. Kaya palang gawin, no? Kaya palang i-manage yung expectations ng employees. Kaya palang ibaba ng management yung pag-intindi nila sa rank and file, no? So you become a poster. Your story becomes a poster to the whole world, no? That you can prosper together, no? You can prosper together. It becomes an offering to the whole world, no? That your story and things, despite a lot of conflicts in your organization, things can still be done the right way. Things can still be done the right way. By believing in your people, syempre, di ba? Kasi pag sinipir mo na agad, terminate mo na agad yung tao mo, that ends the relationship. Ayun. And you want to capitalize on the best skills of that person. Any person has a specific skill. You just have to look for it. So, halimbawa, abogado ko, hindi lahat ng abogado kayang pumasok ng maaga. So, ang problema kasi sa atin, results-oriented tayo, we look on the metrics. We look on the metrics, but we are some organizations do not see the value of the soft skills, no? Lagi tayong results oriented on the metrics, no? Saan tayo na-measure, pero yung punctuality mo, resourcefulness mo, courtesy mo, being a team player, hindi na measure yun, no? Mahirap i-measure yun because it's subjective. That's part of HR work, and that's a good consideration. Being abreast or being updated or being always in touch with existing labor laws. You have to put that into consideration in an HR practice. So,
nice.
Ayun.
Wow! Grabe.
So, ayun, bro.
Last words na lang. Mayroon pang 7 rings, ha? Grabe, ha? Next time, isang buong interview ng 7 rings na yan.
Ayun.
Nice. Wow. Thank you. Thank you very much, no? Attorney, thank you so much. Talagang maraming sobrang laman itong interview na to, and I think baka marami pang gustong itanong yung ating mga community members, no? So, siguro after this episode, I want to ask also the community members if you have questions also regarding the topics, no? Talked about in this episode, maybe labor law, employment, hiring, terminating, whatever, topic related to the field of Attorney Marvyn. Siguro just post it down below this video, and then we'll have him again and interview him, or maybe just answer your questions. Siguro post his answers, no, to your questions. So whatever fits, no, to his schedule. So, depende na lang. And of course, if you want to contact him, attorney, where can they reach you?
Paladinslaw.org. So that's paladinslaw.org. That's our website. And we are also the group behind Labor Law Made Easy, Facebook page. Labor Law Made Easy and Business Law Made Easy.
Nice.
So, ayun, no? And for contact details, they can get my email and the contact number from you.
Yeah, we'll post it below, yung mga contacts and information natin. So, yan. So, wow. Again, thank you so much, attorney, for your time. Thank you very much. I learned a lot. Very, very enlightening lessons. And may mga marriage, lessons pa na pabaon. So, isa rin yun.
In connection with hiring, no? In connection with teacher practice.
Yes. Kaya nga connect pa rin. So, yun. So, yeah. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, this is Expert Spotlight. So, we're featuring experts, from different areas, different fields. And this is our way to help you learn from the experts, and also help experts have an avenue, have another platform where they can share their message. So there, thank you so much for watching this. Again, this is JB Borromeo. Attorney Marvyn, thank you so much. And I believe that you deserve to have the best life, but you have to be the best you. Bye. Thank you for watching.
All right.